Welcome to episode 26 of the Perspective podcast. My name is Lima Temi, and I just want to say thank you for tapping in. If you're new to the podcast, make sure you like, subscribe, follow all of that stuff, stay engaged and stay in touch with the community because that's what it's all about. And before we get into the podcast, I just want to speak about, we have a event. Well, by the time that this is out, we already have done the event because this comes out at 4 p.m. and the event is literally ongoing right now. I don't even know how we're going to be able to upload the content. I don't even know how we're going to be able to upload the content. I'm just deep in that. Hey man, we'll figure something out. We're probably going to have to upload it earlier in the day. But yeah, we have an event, perspective event, and it's going to be at a cafe, and I hope it does well. I hope it does well, even if it's 20 people that show up. It will make my day. A community of people who like the same things that I like, music, a lot of things like that. It really does bring things together. And I want to talk about what the point of perspective actually is. And I wrote it somewhere here. And it says, life is all about perspective. We all have that one life. So use it to the max, because that change is whatever brings you the happiness and contentment, whether it's through music or fitness, or it could be whatever. It really doesn't matter. Find that perspective that makes you the most harmonious self. It's a movement of joy, peace, and comforting place of love with some knowledge, because there is always something that you can learn. It should never be taken too seriously. You are in charge of your own perspective. Good vibes, discipline, and good attention will cast out everything in your way. You are in charge of your perspective. You are literally in charge of that. And I hope that you are striving to be the best version of yourself through everything. And yeah, that's really perspective. Good vibes, music, chill environment, literally like we are here. And yeah, I hope you are enjoying the podcasts. I hope you are enjoying the presence, and I hope this is comforting. And that's the vibe that I want to have for the events that we're going to be at. First topic I want to talk about is Jack Boys 2 has still not released yet. And if it doesn't get announced this week, then there's going to be some real eyebrow raises, because he announced this in April. We are nearly in July. We have one more week until it's July, and it's not been announced yet. That's kind of stinky. And of course, you got songs like Kick Out, Dumb, Shit Going Dumb, whatever it's called. I like those, but I do prefer Kick Out. And I wasn't even as much of a fan of that song. I thought it was a bit meh, 50-50, but the more you hear it, the more you listen to it, it just makes sense. So yeah, fair enough, because it actually is a valid song. And the duration of the album, I hope that there's more songs than just 7. Then I swear there was 7 on the last one. So I hope there's like 12, 13, actually not 13, 12. 12 will be perfect number for a collab album, record album, or whatever it is. Just an even amount of Travis, Solfego, Sheck West, and whoever is also on that. I don't think Luxury Tax is on Jack Boys no more. So hey, whoever they bring on the gang, as long as it's something good. Chase B with good production, and Travis doing whatever he does best. You know what I mean? That's all we care about. My prediction, I thought that it was going to release end of June. But from the looks of it, it don't look that promising. So if it's any time in July, let it drop. Just let it drop. That's all that matters. It is the first day of summer, 2025, 22nd of June is the official day of summer. And it has been a rainy, well, not rainy, it's been raining in the morning. And the maddest thing happened. So I was doing every Sunday I do a song of the day video. And I decided to do it a bit earlier today, because why not? So I'm outside. I'm going to the park now. I'm walking, and I could just feel the weather is starting to. It's not the best, but we keep going anyway. I'm sitting down now. I'm filming. As the recording kept going, the rain just it just kept going, and it kept going, it kept going. It didn't stop us though, but it's things like that that just it just had to happen at that point. But hey, we got it going. But yeah, as it's summer, I've got a summer playlist, and I'm just gonna put you on some summer songs that just make sense because you can't go wrong with some good summer tunes. And my playlist is literally called Summer on Spotify, but on Apple Music it is called All the Vibes or something. My Spotify and Apple Music name is Lee Matemi. You can go and tap in. And the songs that I have here, fire. So randomly we have London Summers by Ordeal, FaceTime by 21 Savage, Three Nights by Dominic Fike, Star Rare by Offset, Mrs. Officer by Lil Wayne, What Did I Do by Molly Santana, Salty by Lil Tecca, Lazarus by Jave, Lazarus by Dave, that one's a banger, Riot by L Sweatshirt, sheesh, get the words right, mate. But songs like that really just have that euphoric vibe, and it doesn't go wrong, it can't. And of course you have to have Flights Booked, Sweet, and Slide in the playlist. But yeah, that's my playlist. Those songs there are really phenomenal. Those songs there are really phenomenal, and it catches a perfect summer vibe that you can't not go wrong with. I think for a summer playlist, all you need is that just uplifting spirit of the music. You need that because it really does set things off, and it really has a good vibe internally and externally in your day. Good music really just gets things going, and that's important. But yeah, the summer playlist you can't go wrong with. I'll be doing my best to update frequently because that's what we need to do. What I want to talk about is just how Summer Smash is going on right now, and it makes you realize that Lyrical Lemonade, bro, they've been on a generational run, and it makes you think if they can do it, then so can we for real. Like Summer Smash Festival, fairs, the way that they've had Don Toliver and Yeet doing their sets, more artists should do stuff like that, especially artists that like really have a good friendship. For example, Travis Future, or just groups like that. They really should do things like that, like more collab sets, because it doesn't really get done a lot. Like imagine having The Weeknd and Carti collab set together, and they're just doing both of their songs together and their individual songs. I know they're doing it on tour, but say for example they have a mashup of one of their songs and it just makes sense while they're performing together. It's just something like that is sick. Or like a Dave Central C set. I think things like that will be fire. But yeah, Summer Smash has been doing their thing right now, and I saw something that Northwest is at the festival as well, and it's like, damn, she's really growing up in front of our eyes while Kanye is doing this bully situation. And I cannot lie to you, I've not heard it yet. I don't know, I'm just very hesitant to listen to his music because I know people separate the art from the music, but it's just, I'm not really interested. I know it's going to get to a point where I probably will listen to it, but I don't know, there's just something about Kanye that I'm not keen on tapping into his music anymore. I don't know if that's just me, but there's just something about it that's just, ever since this run that he's been on, I'm not really intrigued to go and tap into his music. There's just always been something, after one thing after another, that's like, okay, like, when you just look at someone sideways, and obviously it may just be a publicity stunt at the end of the day, but it can be difficult to start liking someone again. Hey, meant to forgive and move forward, I guess. So, but at the same time, I'm cool not listening to his music for now. Well, his new music, I will still listen to his old music. Still, I've got My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy up there, literally, but it's just his new music, man. I don't know, I still haven't listened to Thunder 2. It's things like that, I just haven't really tapped into that. But going back to Summer Smash Festival, the way Lyrical Lemonade and Cole Bennett, the way that Cole Bennett does his whole campaigns with Lyrical Lemonade and all those things that he's been doing, it's very inspirational. And it's like, from a perspective, really makes you want to do something like that. Like, imagine doing a Perspective Festival when all the artists that we fuck with are on the lineup. Like, things like that, that's just fire. But hey, we'll be able to do something like that. And that's facts. The other day I was listening to ASAP Rocky's album Testing, and I was going through the album, and now that I've got fresh ears, because I haven't really tapped into the album in a while, I was just listening to it and I was thinking, this album may be his best, well, my favorite album. And I know that may be an underrated take, but there's just something about Testing that is raw. I mean, every ASAP album is very raw and real, but there's just something about this one that just sounded really good. That when I was listening to it, like when I last listened to it, I liked it a lot, but I wasn't thinking, yeah, this album is it. But I was listening to it again, I was thinking, yo, this album is heavy. Like, there's a song, I'm gonna just go through the songs that I really enjoy now. Black Tux, White Collar, very fire. Brother Man, I forgot how good that song is. Guns and Butter. It's songs like that that really make you think, okay, you know what, fair enough. Even Tony Tone, those songs there is like fire. My favorite song on Testing is OG Beeper, maybe. OG Beeper, probably. Obviously, Purity, you can't go wrong with that one. But it's songs like, it really is songs like Brother Man. Even Praise the Lord, Fuck Sleep, Distorted Records, I'm still really not that keen on. And then you got Forever, ASAP Forever. It's songs that are really just like that are really good, that you can't not go wrong with. But yeah, also, why has he changed his cover for At Long Last ASAP? It's very weird, but yeah, ASAP Rocky Testing is an album that deserves more praise, because I think when an album drops, it was very 50-50. Every artist will have an album that not everyone will like, and then over time it will be an album that people enjoy, and Testing is one of them. And I truly believe that it is a staple album not in his career, but it's a really good album, and especially since it's been that long since he dropped an album, and he's doing everything but besides doing all these singles or album drops. Fair enough, but sheesh. The streets are starving, you know what I mean? The streets are starving. Do people still compare Travis and A$AP Rocky? Because there was a period where everyone was comparing them, and especially during a time where they have the same hairstyle, people literally compare their music. They're different, but they're similar to an extent in terms of their psychedelic type of music. And in my opinion, I feel like Travis has a better way of his psychedelic aspect of music. And the best album to show that is literally Astroworld, or even Rodeo. In my opinion, it's up there as one of his best psychedelic albums, and it really has a dark element. And yeah, going album for album comparing both artists, you could really, one of them has the best rapping ability, one of them has the best music video ability too. Like in terms of music videos, yeah, A$AP really is up there in terms of music videos. Like for a rapper, I think he's low-key got the best in terms of just the style. It's very authentic and it's always different, and I appreciate that a lot. There's the music video for Taylor Swift is up there, and the music video for even A$AP Forever is up there. He's got a lot of music videos that are just always good, and you can't go wrong with his music videos. It's something that you can just watch and just appreciate. The one that has Rihanna in it, I forgot what the song is called. Not Fashion Killer, even though that one is a top tier music video, but there's another one, a recent one. It's been a couple of days, or it's been a week since Dopamine has dropped. And is it still in your rotation? For me, it still is. And my favorite tracks off that album is Favorite Lie, Half the Plot, and I really like, what's the other one? The Truth. It's literally that 3-track run. Half the Plot, The Truth, and Favorite Lie. Those are my favorite ones on the album. I really enjoy Let You Know and Irish Goodbye, but it's songs like that that really made me appreciate Tekka, because he's got good music that he puts out, and I still feel like his album Tech is his best album, because it really had the best of road in my opinion. From track to track, from top to bottom, there was barely any misses, and I'll forever say that it may be an underrated take, but that album is literally something, and you have to tap in. Like going song to song, you can really say that Tech is a better album. It may be a hard take. Everyone really likes Planet A, but I'm low-key not a fan of Planet A. My favorite song on Planet A is D1, and then other than that, it's not really all that, in my opinion. And it's just a sound. It sounds a bit rushed, and it doesn't sound as complete as his other projects. I can appreciate it, but you know, I just feel like he wanted to release an album for the sake of releasing the album, because it's like an every year thing. And I hear it, I understand, but I'd rather have the good quality than just getting anything out there and then moving on to a next era and not appreciating your era from before. You know what I mean? It really is something like that really makes you realize, like, you gotta put that into perspective, because if you don't, then what's the point? Damn, I'm spitting game. Speaking of spitting game, I've been listening to Jay-Z's music recently, and I made a video on it, tried to post it on my TikTok, but TikTok just hates Jay-Z's music. I think there's a thing that they just don't allow his music on TikTok no more, because I literally posted a video twice, and every single time it's been muted, and the video was less than a minute. Usually they allow those type of videos, but yeah. I listened to his album 444, and I also listened to Reasonable Doubt, and I really like both of the albums. I'm getting into his discography more day by day, and to listen to his first album and then to listen to his ass and then to listen to his last album, you can really see the difference in terms of his flow, in terms of the way that he just gets his voice out there and raps. His rapping ability has definitely improved over the years. His production has definitely improved over the years, because I wasn't really that much of a fan of the production of Reasonable Doubt. He has good songs and production, but 444 is really that, it's clean. Everything about that album is clean. Like, and the fact that Beyonce is in a couple tracks with just ad-libs, it makes me realize, okay, alright, cool. And that is meant to be the album that he confessed all his cheating and stuff, and for her to still be on there, that whole era really still baffles me, because what even happened? But hey, it's tough. But yeah, Reasonable Doubt, I like the album because of how raw and authentic it is, especially songs like Tutus. If you haven't heard it, he's really stepping on niggas' necks, bro. He's standing on business and saying how much he's just him, and saying how everyone's bitches, and saying how everyone is literally not on his level. And I understand. It really is a good type. It's a good confident builder song, and you need those type of music, because you really got to get your confidence back, and Jay-Z was in his bag during those type of songs there. But yeah, if you haven't listened to Reasonable Doubt, listen to it, because there's also a song with Biggie, and they're going back to back on both songs, and it's really good, and it really makes you realize, damn, that's really generational talent. There was an era where they were really going back to back, and Jay-Z was really saying Rockefeller ever since before I was even born, bro. He's been saying Rockefeller, and it's crazy, and it really makes you realize, if you have something that you truly enjoy, stay saying it or stay doing it, because look at him now, he's a billionaire from just speaking or rapping or doing whatever he loves to do. And he released his album at 27, which is crazy, and it makes you realize that you should not rush your greatness. And that is a problem that I be doing myself, bro. You really should not be rushing your greatness, because it can take years for things to just click. And there's a lot of internal problems that you may be facing, or things in life that just don't make sense, but you just got to keep pushing and striving every day, because that's just the way it is, bro. It really is the way it is, and you just got to keep going. And yeah, I don't know how that turned into some motivation, but yeah, don't be discouraged just because you see someone or something that is not going your way, or you see someone doing something that is just not in a way that you are at in life, because everyone has their own path. It's never going to be linear. There's always going to be problems, but you just have to keep going and keep your head up, keep your chin up, and just keep going. Literally, whatever Jay-Z says, listen to his music, because it really is encouraging. And yeah, it's mad he's also been talking about Illuminati ever since the 90s, bro. We're in 2025. Like, that is ridiculous, but hey, it happens. Illuminati is something that is always going to be a conspiracy. And I was afraid of Jay-Z's, not music, but the whole Rockefeller era, because when they'd hold up that pyramid, bro, the Rockefeller triangle, the rock, I'd always be feeling, okay, this is something off. And then when I was at Beyonce's concert, there was that triangle in the middle, And I was thinking, damn, this triangle stuff is never leaving, bro. Jay-Z's not even performing and his aura is still there. And I was like, damn, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. They also should release a Carter album too, like a new one, the Carters too. So I'm still getting into Jay-Z's discography, and also with his discography, I know that he's always had beef with Nas, and I want to be able to listen to Jay-Z's music and then listen to Nas's music, see the difference in terms of ability, because again, I've never really been around that type of, like, I never was that type of guy that would listen to Jay-Z or Nas. I never really was, and I'm okay with that. You know, I'm more of a melodic music type of guy. Growing up, I always used to listen to Black Eyed Peas, anything with will.i.am, bro. will.i.am, Chris Brown, Drake, yeah, just literally Black Eyed Peas, Tiny Temper, yeah, bro. And just artists like that, I really used to just appreciate a lot growing up. I really was a melodic type of guy, and just that music really does something. But I do love rap music, and I love different genres, because it can't just be one type of music you listen to. You gotta tap in. I always see something about Korean or Japanese jazz. I want to see what that's saying. May have to tap into Japanese jazz, because yeah, there's a lot of music and genre to tap into, and I also feel like you don't need to tap into every single genre, because not everything is for you. I feel like as long as you got something that you truly can sit down and listen to that is good for your ears, and that is more than enough, you know? That is literally more than enough for your own ears. So hey, keep that in mind. You know, if you like your rap, that is completely fine. Stick with it. You don't need to listen to all these different genres. Yet I would advise to open your ears to different genres and different things, because you never know what you're going to end up enjoying. You know, there's something beautiful about that, and as long as you just listen to different genres, or even be calm with listening to your music, then that's more than enough. And that is facts. That is a fact of the day. Loyle Carner dropped his album Blonde. Loyle Carner dropped his album Hopefully, and I'm gonna talk about that album. Firstly, I just want to say it's a really good album, and it may be my favorite Loyle Carner album that he's dropped. It really has a wholesome, soft effect to it that he hasn't really had in a fun album in a while. In past albums, you can hear the aggression more in his past albums than this one. He really had to have a kid so that it brings that softer, more euphoric tone of his music. And I made a video about it, and someone mentioned that it's more indie, and I do agree. It really has an indie type of aspect to it, especially songs like In My Mind, songs like Hopefully, songs like even Lion. Bro, Lion may be my favorite song, and not actually either Lion, About Time, or Horcrux or whatever, something like that. Those type of songs really have that feel that is energetic yet chill. You can literally just chill while listening to the album. Go on a walk. I don't know about going on a run. If you're gonna go on a slow run, listen to the album. But there's just something about it that just, the perspective of that album is to talk about anything that you're going through and it being a safe space. I feel like the album to others would be a comfort album if you're having a rough day, or if you're having a long day, or if you need something to just enjoy that is very relatable. You can play that album, and that's one thing about Loyle Carner that you can't not like. I was late to listen to his music. I mean, yeah, there's never a late time, but I never really got into his music as people usually would. I always heard it during high school, especially his song Otenengi, something like that, from his album Not Waving But Drowning. I think that's what it's called. But I always heard that song from one of my boys in high school. He'd always play it. But I was like, it sounds good, but I never really tapped in until he released his album Hugo. I remember I was driving to work, and then I was listening to the album. I've realized I'm always driving while listening to a new Loyle Carner album, and the timing of those albums on how my life is very different. When he released Hugo, I was driving to work when I used to work at Timbaland. It was either Timbaland, and even then, was it Timbaland? Yeah, it was Timbaland. And yeah, I used to work at Timbaland for a little bit. Well, a little bit, for basically 2 years. And yeah, I'm gonna get onto that later. So yeah, I would listen to the album for the first time driving to Timbaland, and there was one song on the album that just stuck out to me, and it's called "A Lasting Place." That is my favorite Loyle Carner song, and I don't think there can be a song that will replace that, because there's just something about that is comforting. And I really feel like with his album, with this new album that he dropped, hopefully, it really has a lot of elements that are more soft and has that more euphoric feel to it that the album, that his past albums didn't really have. And I feel like the last album, Hugo, was a lot of grief, a lot of anger that I had to let go, and this one was just letting go and being present. And I can appreciate that album. I can appreciate those type of albums that are very vulnerable, because at the end of the day, we're all just human beings, bro. We all go through stuff, and what matters is just being present and being happy and doing what you love and enjoying the time of your company, your people, your spouses, your relationships, or whoever you spend your time with. Just enjoy that, because it's very precious. Like, those moments are very precious, and I really think that's what he's trying to speak on with this album, and I can appreciate it because it's very good. And he has his set at Glastonbury. I really want to go Glastonbury this year. Like, I really want to go. I don't know how. I want to work there as just a bar staff, or just any type of job that is there. You never know. We may actually go there, but yeah, I just want to. I've posted a proposal video on my TikTok. I've posted a Reddit. I did a Reddit post. Like, I've DM'd people. What more can a guy do? I think all you can do is just wait and be still. Let go of it and just surrender. Because if it's not meant to be, then next year it will be there. But it's that time. But it really is that time that I don't know why those type of festivals or doing that is something that I love doing. I was thinking the other day, is the motive of that good? Going to these festivals and just doing these things and just taking that risk. That's the problem. Like, that is generally something that I think sometimes, and if it's something that I love to do, then why wouldn't it be something worth doing? And then I'll be thinking, okay, if that may be something that you love to do, and if it's something that makes you happy, then why is it something that could be bad? And it could be about the motive. And my motive is always to encourage people that if I can do these risks of getting into concerts and all these things, then so can you. You know, I think that's always been a motive for mine. If I can, so can you. Take that risk, because you don't know where you're going to end up being. And I don't know how it got to this, but yeah, that is something that is always on my mind, especially with content and with something that you can literally see numbers of, like, all that type of stuff. It can be difficult to think, okay, is my motive right, or am I just doing it for that for a number? And you gotta remember where you come from or what made you want to do it, because that cancels out all the thoughts of the analytics. I think as long as you have that feeling of joy to give out, hey, that's important. That's something that I'm really trying to get better at, because sometimes it can be much. But life as a content creator, I still work my bar job on the side, still doing that, you know, getting that going. Whatever job I can work at, something that I am willing to do to get some income. Growing as a 22-year-old guy living at home with his mom, there's always problems, but hey, life will always have problems, and these are the ones that I can't, that I would not change, because it shows growth and it shows grit and passion no matter what problem you go through in life. Life is weird sometimes though. I feel like at the age of 22, it's a weird phase, and just trying to keep going, just trying to keep the head over water. I'd rather have a half cup full than a half cup empty. I recently only started to know what that means. Basically being optimistic or pessimistic. And in this life, you low-key have to be very optimistic, even though optimism can lead to a lot of negatives. That's why some pessimistic, it really does protect you, but that protection is really something that can be prideful, or something that can hold you back from greatness. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is meant to be about. But Wireless still haven't said anything. And by the time this comes out, Wireless will be in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Wireless will be out, bro. Wireless will be out in... I'll be at Wireless in 2 weeks. And they still have not even said anything. It's a very sus, I can't lie to you. But I'm very excited for it. Wireless, again, I'm willing to work at your festival. I'm willing to be part of your festival. I'm willing to do these interviews, these street interviews, do whatever you want me to do at the festival. Because I believe that I have the confidence, I have the audience, I have the speaking skills, in-person skills to interact with others. Hey, I may even have to interact with Drake or something. I'm willing to do whatever because why not? You know, I'm willing to get myself out there. But yeah, they still haven't said anything about the Wireless Festival. I posted a video the other day about I posted a video the other day speaking about it, and someone said that they DM'd them saying coming soon. Like, coming soon, what's that supposed to mean? I genuinely feel like the lineup, that is the full lineup. As much as I wanna say that it isn't, it probably is the full lineup, and it basically is an OVO festival in the UK, but just Wireless. And I hear it, but in terms of that, who is it going, like, who are the people, you know, we want to know. But the lineup is valid anyway. We're really going to see Summer Walker. We're going to see... I don't even know who we're going to see. Summer Walker, Pie Next Door, Central C, Dave, Skepta, Vibes Cartel, Burna Boy. I don't know if I said Dave. J Hus. Just the whole UK scene, as in the Mandem. 21 Savage, hopefully. Travis Scott, hopefully. Imagine if he's there at the festival. That would be crazy, but... regardless, that's going to go crazy and it's going to be a major festival. It could be a major W or a major flop in terms of the less promotions that they've been doing for the festival. Yeah, you literally don't know what to expect for that. It's very odd, bro. It's so odd. And a lot of people are starting to sell their tickets. Yeah, now you can see the downfall on why they should have stayed promoting it, because people don't want to go to a festival when they're not even talking about the festival itself. We're not even going to talk about the things that are going on, or even just the setup on what they're trying to do, or even just the set map, the site map. My nose gets really itchy. Those little things you can't neglect, but they've done that a lot. So, hey, I got nothing to say, man. Just, they gotta do something. Let me be part of the lineup or something. Let me be part of the lineup or be part of the weekend, because I'm willing to do whatever. I'm going to keep saying that until it actually happens, because it already has happened. Hope you're enjoying the podcast, and if you are, make sure you stay tuned and just comment, like, and share the podcast. I think that's all that matters. That is all that matters, bro. And I'm glad you're still watching the podcast. I'm glad you're still listening. You know, I feel like generally in this phase of my life, this is going to be away from music. I'm in a very weird phase of my life. And I think I mentioned it earlier, but it's weird. It's like a waiting season, but you just got to keep going. And you know when you feel very drained, but you just got to keep going. And then when you do that thing that makes you happy, it's like, okay, I'm good. And then again, it just goes left, or it goes very weird. It goes off the rails. That's just something that always happens. But I just every day pray, journal, grateful, feel the feeling of just this uncertainty or whatever, and get through the day. Like, how do you guys get through that? And I want to know from your perspective, like, how do you get through all these things? Because it can be so difficult to just get things going. And I believe that I've got a good discipline, always get things going. But some days it can just be difficult. And I don't know if that's just me. That is very real. And I don't know if this is also me, yeah? Depending on the mood that I'm feeling, a song or instrumental will be playing in my head that will complement the way that I feel. Like right now, it is In My Mind by Loyle Carner. Just the guitar part. Earlier, it was a Latin place. It's little things like that that I just think about. Like, do people have those type of ways of living? Like, however they feel, a music is playing in their head. Like, an instrumental is playing in their head that complements their mood. Like, I always get that sometimes. If I'm happy, then it's a very euphoric song. If I'm in the middle, it is like a chill type of song. if I'm sad, it can vary. And yeah, that's something that actually happens. I don't know if I'm actually going to chat GPT that, because that's something that actually happens quite a lot. Trajectory of this podcast episode is different. And yeah, it's just something that is just something I want to talk about. Tuesday, my event, I can't wait to do that. It's something that I've really enjoyed planning, and the planning hasn't really been as crazy, but it's just something that I'm excited to do. I'm very nervous, and I hope that it turns out right. Well, I hope it turns out good, because it's in Birmingham. Not a lot of stuff like that happens in Birmingham in the first place, or to even be able to do an event or to do those things, it's very scary. Yes, that scary is good scary, and I'm excited to do that. And I hope and pray that one of you who are watching the pod pull up to the event. Yeah, that would make me happy. Mental health check. I hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you guys are standing on business every day, getting up even if you don't feel like it, and doing what makes you happy. I hope that you are taking care of yourself, taking care of your people, and I just hope that you're doing well, doing your workout and speaking to your people, because you are loved. And some days can be difficult, but you just gotta keep going, keep your head up, and keep striving and thriving no matter what life will throw at you, because there's nobody like you. We're all unique in our own ways. So embrace it and live it, because you are loved. And I hope that you can see that, even if it may just be a tiny little bit. How I'm feeling mentally, I've already mentioned that, but we're getting there day by day. I can't wait for this event, and I'm actually excited. So yeah, this is something that is going to be new, and I see something with perspective that is bigger than me, and especially with content. Like, I know I do a lot of top 10 stuff, but there's just something that is deeper than that. I've always had the motto, if I can, so can you, and just the motto that, like, just whatever you love to do, whatever makes you happy, thrive in it, because it's yours for a reason, and don't waste it. It don't matter how long it will take, as long as you have that feeling, and as long as you can go to sleep, be like, okay, we did that, then that's all that matters. That's what all these artists be doing, and artists, music, like all these things, all these people that I've done well at, they've always had that idea that is in them, and I hope to encourage you to just do that, even if it's a way of serving others. I think that's the most important thing, to serve others. Damn, this podcast has been deep, man. Yeah, man. And I hope that this episode goes well to plan during the time of the event. I may have to upload it earlier or something, because we've got an event to do, and we've got a lot of stuff going on in terms of just the creation world. And yeah, I hope you guys do well. This is episode 26 of the Perspective Podcast, and we keep going and we keep growing and learning. I'm grateful for you to even watch the episode or to listen, whether it's the whole episode or 5-10 minutes, whatever. I'm very grateful. Very, very grateful. And yeah, I can't wait to keep going. We will have guests on the podcast soon. We will keep going and we will keep learning. However you want me to do the pod, let me know what you want to see. Episode 26 Perspective Podcast. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.